Naruto attained his most powerful form in his battle verse as Isshiki Otsutsuki, which in turn led to the death of the Nine-Tails. This of course made Naruto weaker than he was before in multiple ways, but to what extent? Well, contrary to popular belief, Naruto isn't just weaker than before, he also has way less chakra of his own. To understand what I mean by this, we first need to understand how Naruto came to possess such immense amounts of chakra in the first place.
"'Cause people called me a failure! I'll prove them wrong!"
You see, this goes back to part 1 of Naruto where Mr. Kakashi states that Naruto has high amounts of stamina due to his connection to the Nine-Tails. This of course is very important to note since chakra is created using one's stamina, which is a combination of one's mental and physical energies. So Naruto possessing the Nine-Tails also boosted his stamina for some unexplained reason, which explains his ability to endure for longer and even produce more chakra than 90% of the characters in the universe. So what would happen if Naruto lost that which boosted his stamina in the first place? Well, that's what happened in chapter 50 of Boruto's manga. This came in the form of Baryon mode, which is a form Naruto attained by merging his chakra with Kurama's. It allowed him to attain god levels of power never seen before, enough to make Isshiki Otsutsuki his plaything, casually blitzing him multiple times and tanking his attacks at point blank range. This power boost was crazy at the time, but it also came with a certain drawback. You see, Baryon mode didn't just give him a massive power boost, it also gave him the ability to drain one's life force. That's because Baryon mode is powered by the rapid consumption of Naruto's and Kurama's chakra, in a process comparable to nuclear fusion. As explained by Kurama, his and Naruto's chakra are serving as kernels to produce a new type of energy. Both his and Kurama's chakra then get consumed until they run out completely. The benefit of this is that since all chakra is connected, the power that comes into being from bits of their life force also shaves off the life of the person they come in contact with. So Naruto at this point in the fight was starting to lose a lot of chakra, to the point that it started to drain his stamina, causing him to fall to the ground in pain, panting as if he needs to catch his breath. This was even worse for Kurama since he literally died at the end of the fight, due to his chakra being burnt out completely. And this is important to note because Naruto was so drained of chakra and stamina by the end of the fight that his punches were no longer effective against Isshiki, and at some point he could barely move. So to what extent was Naruto nerfed by this form? Well, for one, we've already established that Naruto's stamina wouldn't be the same without Kurama, since Kurama's presence within his body is what heightened his stamina in the first place. And stamina isn't an ever-present pool of energy, it needs to be refilled through rest and meditation, since stamina is a combination of mental and physical energy. So whatever boost Kurama gave to Naruto was already used by Naruto, and it would need to be refilled by Kurama's presence. This simply means that Naruto's stamina pool is unquantifiably lower than it was before, which means Naruto no longer has the ability to produce massive amounts of chakra to fuel his jutsus. That means no 1000 shadow clones, no ability to spam his jutsus, nor does he have the ability to use a giant Rasengan. Yes, in Boruto's anime, Mr. Kakashi tells Boruto that the reason why he can't use a giant Rasengan is because he doesn't have the Nine-Tails like Naruto does, which implies that the reason why Naruto could use that is because he has the Nine-Tails. Either by the Nine-Tails giving chakra directly to Naruto or passively boosting his stamina, which allows Naruto to create more chakra himself. So if Naruto no longer had the Nine-Tails, he would lose the ability to use jutsus such as the giant Rasengan and the multi-shadow clone jutsu. Now this goes far beyond just losing the stamina boost and chakra Kurama provided, since Naruto was boosted in another way as well. You see, it is later revealed that the 4th Hokage constructed the tetragram seal so that a little bit of chakra continuously leaked out of the Nine-Tails cage to be skinned off in hopes of becoming one with Naruto's chakra. Now this is important to point out because this is different from the boost Kurama provides to Naruto's stamina, which is likely due to his life force energy, and it's also different from when Naruto taps into Kurama's chakra himself. This isn't referring to the red chakra that manifests when Naruto gets angry or when he goes into his tailed beast state. This is referring to Naruto's own chakra pool being continuously expanded over many years, due to the Nine-Tails chakra leaking out into his chakra pool and becoming one with it. This, by the way, was also confirmed by Naruto himself, who said that he has plenty of his own chakra because he's been getting all the chakra that leaked out of the Nine-Tails his entire life. That also means the process of chakra leaking out of the Nine Tails isn't a permanent buff. Naruto has run out of chakra multiple times in the series and was later able to refuel it. That's because, again, the chakra of the Nine Tails is continuously leaking out, which quickly refills Naruto's chakra pool beyond what Naruto himself would possess without the Nine Tails. And I know there's this one panel during Naruto's Rasen Shuriken training which people tend to misinterpret, where Mr. Kakashi states that Naruto has around 4 times the amount of chakra he possesses, but also that if Yamato wasn't suppressing the Nine Tails, it would instead be 100 times more. This implies that Naruto's chakra without the Nine Tails is still quite massive, since he was able to create 300 clones multiple times in one day, which is unthinkable for even the most prolific ninja. But that's precisely why that interpretation isn't correct. Naruto's chakra is never without the Nine Tails influence, while the Nine Tails is within his body. His stamina, which again is responsible for the amount of chakra he can produce without tapping directly into the Nine Tails, is boosted by the Nine Tails. They never explain how he does it, but one can assume that the presence of the Nine Tails within his body amplifies his life force energy, which is pretty much one stamina, also known as mental and physical energy. I mean, this actually makes perfect sense since back in chapter 505 when Naruto first awakened KCM by taking the life force of the Nine Tails, his presence in that form was enough to cause Yamato's wood release to sprout leaves. Yamato also just outright says that the energy of the Nine Tails is so full of life energy, which would be consistent with how it increases Naruto's stamina. So while Yamato can suppress the chakra of the Nine Tails from leaking out into Naruto's chakra pool to some extent, since Naruto still transformed into the Tail Beast state multiple times, which, I mean, if enough chakra leaked out to the point that he's going into the Three Tail state, to what extent is Yamato actually stopping the small amount from continuously leaking out into his chakra pool based on how the seal was constructed? Who knows? The point is that Yamato at best can stop huge amounts from leaking out. But that doesn't affect the stamina boost Naruto already received from the Nine Tails beforehand, or the chakra that was already leaked out and became one with Naruto's chakra before they started the training process. So while this statement does somewhat address what Naruto can do without access to the Nine Tails to pull from, it isn't an accurate representation of what Naruto is capable of doing absent of the Nine Tails entirely, especially coming from a point where almost all of his accumulated stamina and chakra was completely consumed, which means he doesn't have it anymore. Now, there's also the fact that Naruto is an Uzumaki, which means based on Kushina saying that she possesses powerful chakra even for someone from her village, would mean that Naruto likely possesses powerful chakra as well. Also, based on this one dialogue statement, the Uzumaki also possess a strong life force and massive amounts of chakra to some extent. And I know what you guys are thinking right now, but kiddo, you just spent the entire video saying that Naruto doesn't have massive amounts of chakra without the Nine Tails, so this seems a tad bit contradictory, doesn't it? Well, you would be right for saying that it is contradictory, but hear me out for a second. You see, one could argue that Naruto has massive amounts of chakra without the Nine Tails based on this statement, but the story itself sadly disagrees. Again, multiple times it's stated that Naruto's crazy stamina pool is due to the presence of the Nine Tails within his body. It's also stated by the Toad Sage and Naruto himself that the reason why he has large amounts of chakra is because of the Nine Tails chakra that leaked into his chakra pool his entire life. At no point did anyone attribute Naruto's immense stamina or chakra to his Uzumaki lineage, even though it's public knowledge that the Uzumaki members have this trait, which is why they were the Jinchuriki of the Nine Tails, and partly why 4 nations teamed up to get rid of them. I mean, this statement here where Naruto says that his massive chakra comes from the Nine Tails was made after he met Kushina, which is when this statement was made. So clearly Kishimoto, the writer of the story, doesn't believe that Naruto's Uzumaki lineage played a role in his massive chakra pool. But why? Well, we get the answer to this in chapter 670 after Naruto met Hagoromo. He told him that he's the incarnation or reincarnation of Ashura, who was pretty much the Dun's younger brother, even though he was the son of the Sage of Six Paths, which kinda upset Naruto, because he didn't like being viewed that way. So to hear that his prior incarnation was also a dunce wasn't too inspiring. But what is important here is that Mr. Hagoromo goes on to say, but no matter how exceptional both parents are, there is no guarantee one will inherit either of their abilities. Just as it seems to have been in your case, Naruto, So this just outright implies that Naruto didn't inherit the massive or even powerful chakra from his mother Kushina, which explains why the story says multiple times that these things are because of the Nine Tails. It also makes sense why Naruto immediately went into a comatose state the exact moment the Nine Tails was extracted, while Kushina was still conscious immediately after and could even run. Mind you, this was after she literally just gave birth. So clearly Naruto didn't inherit the massive, powerful chakra life force energy that's unique to the Uzumaki, which makes sense from a scientific perspective as well. I don't want to get into the science mumbo jumbo, but there's a thing called recessive inheritance, where a certain trait that is innate to a certain gene doesn't manifest if only one copy of the gene is present. So in Naruto's case, since he isn't full Uzumaki due to Minato's presence, sadly, he simply doesn't have both copies of that gene, which also explains why he doesn't have the traditional red hair. So Naruto, being a half-blood Uzumaki, didn't manifest the traits of a full-blooded Uzumaki. Shocking. It makes sense. It's also the same for Boruto as well. He doesn't have a lot of chakra despite being an Uzumaki, and that's because he isn't a full-blooded Uzumaki. It makes perfect sense. With that said, this also plays into Naruto's strength as well, because Kurama's chakra isn't just about quantity, it's also about quality. This was confirmed back when Naruto shared his chakra with the entire Shinobi Alliance, or his and Kurama's chakra. It gave them a massive strength boost to the point that Hinata could deflect a hand of the Ten Tails with a single strike, Kakashi could teleport objects as massive as the Eight Tails, and Choji gained 500 pounds, comparing it to calories. This is a testament to potency, which would also benefit Naruto as well. So Naruto's stamina and chakra, which is amplified by the Nine Tails at all times, would receive a potency boost as well, which would make Naruto's punches stronger and his jutsus more powerful. I mean, we know this to be true because Naruto's insane endurance levels is attributed multiple times to the boost the Nine Tails provides to his stamina, which would also then apply to his other physical stats. Now of course, this likely isn't the equivalent of a Nine Tails cloak, but it's something, and given the boost it provides to quantity, I would say the potency boost is probably a big amount. So as you can see, Naruto benefits greatly from the Nine Tails, even when he's not trying to, because purely based on the nature of the seal and the life force energy of the Nine Tails, Naruto is passively amped even when he's in base. So given the fact that Naruto no longer has the Nine Tails, not even a trace of his chakra per Sakura in the Boruto anime, how much weaker is Naruto? I have no idea. All I know is that he's significantly weaker than he was before. This isn't the base Naruto that kept up with Fused Momoshiki while fatigued in both the anime and manga. This isn't the same base Naruto that was dodging photon beams in base while he was dying of chakra illness in the novels or whatever. We've never seen this Naruto before, so we have no idea what he's capable of. He does have more chakra than the average ninja, of course, since he's still able to use Sage Mode, which requires the user to have a good amount of chakra. It isn't anything compared to what he had before, since Jiraiya and Minato could also use Sage Mode, but it's higher than the average ninja. We also have no idea if Naruto has the chakra of the other Biju, since Sakura said he no longer possesses superhuman chakra in general, which would make sense since the chakra would naturally get burnt out as well since it's connected to Naruto. Same way Ishiki's chakra got drained as well. All I can say is that don't expect Naruto to be spamming shadow clones or making giant Rasengans anytime soon, at least outside of Sage Mode, which still wouldn't be comparable to what Sage Mode was before with the boosted stamina. So yeah, that Nine Tails nerf was something. It's crazy how far it goes. So my boy Naruto isn't who he was at one point, which is very tragic. Hopefully he gets a nice power up to, you know, at least contend with the new guys. That would be pretty good and interesting. We'll see. With that said, let me know your thoughts down below. If you guys liked it, drop a like. If you're new, subscribe, and also consider becoming a member. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.